Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about SDLC and its phase and approaches.
SDLC Software Development Lifecycle Software Development Lifecycle is a series of phases that provide a common understanding of the software building process. How the software will be realized and developed from the business understanding and requirements. A elicitation phase to convert these business ideas and requirements into function and features until its usage and operation to achieve the business needs. The good software engineer should have enough knowledge to how to choose the SDLC model based on the project context and business requirements. Next, types of life cycles. First one, waterfall model. The waterfall model is a linear sequential flow in which progress is seen as flowing steadily downward like a waterfall through the phases of software implementation. This means that any phase in the development process being only if the previous phase is complete. The waterfall approach does not define the process to go back to the previous phase to handle change in requirement. The waterfall approach is the earliest approach and most widely known that was used to software development. Next one, V-shaped model. It is an extension of waterfall model instead of moving down into a linear way. The process steps are bent upward after the implementation and coding phase to form the typical V-shape. The major difference between the V-shaped model and waterfall model is earlier test planning in the V-shaped model. Next one, prototyping model. It is refers to the activity of creating prototypes of software application. For example, incomplete version of the software program being developed. It is an activity that can occur in software development and it is used to visualize some component of software to limit the gap of misunderstanding the customer requirements by the development team. This also will reduce the iteration may occur in waterfall approach and hard to implement due to the inflexibility of the waterfall approach. So when the final prototype is developed, the requirement is considered to be frozen. Next one, spiral model. It is combining elements of both design and prototype in stage in an effort to combine advantages of top-down and bottom-down concept. This model of development combines the features of prototyping model and the waterfall model.
The next approach is prototyping approach. Prototyping is the process of building an experimental system quickly and inexpensively for demonstration and evaluation so that the end user can better define information requirements. The prototype is a preliminary model that is refined until it meets the end user requirements. The process of repeating the steps to build a system over and over again is called an iterative process. Prototyping is more explicitly
End-user development or EUD is a set of methods, techniques and tools that allows users of software systems who are acting as non-professional software developers at some point to create, modify or extend a software artifact. In particular, EUD enables end users to design or customize the user interface and functionality of software. This is valuable because end users know their own content and needs better than anybody. End users can tune software to fit their requirements more closely than would be possible without EUD. Moreover, because end users outnumber professional software developers, EUD scales out software development activities by enabling a large pool of people to participate. However, EUD is inherently different from traditional software development, and trying to support EUD by simply mimicking traditional approaches is often insufficient to produce successful results.
SDLC. Simply, it expands for software development lifecycle. It is a framework defining tasks performed at each step in software development process. This definition can be simplified as it is a systematic process for building software. This describes how to develop, design and maintain the software project, ensuring that all the functional and user requirement goals and objectives are met. The SDLC aims to produce a high-quality software that meets or even exceeds customer expectations and reaches completion within the
MIS-oriented systems development lifecycle. The main objective of system development lifecycle is to produce high-quality information systems that meet or exceed the expectations of the users within the stipulated budget and time frame.
The system development lifecycle has 7 phases. First one is planning, second one is system analysis and requirement, next system design and development.
The first phase or first stage of system development lifecycle is planning. Planning phase yields a general overview of the company and its objective. Such an assessment should answer some important questions. The questions are: should the existing system be continued? Should the existing system be modified? Or should the existing system be replaced? Or whether an alternative system is needed or not. If it is decided that a new system is necessary, the next question is whether it is feasible or not. Feasible means changing according to requirement. Technical aspects of hardware and software requirements, system cost and operational cost comes under feasibility. By considering restrictions and constraints, the feasibility study is conducted. In feasibility study, the alternative systems are evaluated based upon economic, technical and operational feasibility. And at the end of this phase, feasibility report is created. And as per the details, the management recommend the top alternative system.
System development lifecycle is system analysis and requirement. System analysis and requirement define project goals into defined functions and operations of the intended application. This involves the process of gathering and implementing fact, diagnosing problems, and recommending improvements to the system. Project goals will be further aided by analysis of end-user information needs and the removal of any inconsistencies and incompleteness in these requirements. A series of steps followed by the developer include: the first step is collection of fact. It means it obtain end-user requirement through documentation, client interviews, observation, and questionnaires. Second step is scrutiny of the existing system. It identifies pros and cons of the current system in place so as to carry forward the pros and avoid the cons in the new system. And the last step is analyzing of the proposed system. It finds solutions to the shortcomings described in the step 2 and prepare specification using any specific user proposals. In simple words, the second step of system analysis and requirement include the problems defined during the planning phases are examined detail in the analysis.
Now the third step is system design. What is system design? It includes the design of application, network, databases, user interfaces, and system interfaces. System design is also transform the SRS document into logical structure which contains detailed and complete set of specification that can be implemented in a programming language.
Now I'm going to explain about the fourth stage, which is the development. The fourth phase or stage is when the real work begins. In particular, when a programmer, network engineer, or database developer are brought on to do the major work on the project. This work includes using a flowchart to ensure that the process of the system is properly organized. The development phase marks the end of the initial section of the process. Additionally, this phase signifies the start of production. The development stage is also characterized by installation and
Step 5. Integration and testing. This phase involves system integration and system testing. This is normally carried out by a quality assurance professional. This step is to determine if the proposed design meets the initial set of business goals. Testing may be repeated specifically to check for errors, bugs, and interoperability. This testing will be performed until the end user finds it acceptable. Another part of this phase is verification and validation.
In this step, implement the design into source code through coding. Combine all the modules together into training environment that detects errors and defects. A test report which contains errors is prepared through test plan that includes test-related tasks such as test care generation, testing criteria, and resource allocation for testing.
And The next phase is operation and maintenance. Maintenance as soon as the system is operational and end user to request change in it. Maintenance is of three types, that is corrective maintenance, adaptive maintenance and perfective maintenance. In the corrective maintenance is used and responds to system errors. If the system gets an error, then for maintaining the errors use the corrective maintenance. Then adaptive maintenance. Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about SDLC and its phase and approaches. So watch it.